Welcome back, peeps. Thank you for tuning in to the Band of Bros channel, where we're always taking a look at the newest tips and tricks in the Call of Duty universe. And in today's video, I've got an amazing one for you guys. So a while ago, I uploaded my how to find your perfect sensitivity settings video, and it did pretty good, but that was quite a while ago, and I have changed my sensitivity settings ever since. So today we're going to be talking about what is the best ADS sensitivity multiplier, and the one for high zoom, low zoom, the best aim response curve type, the best aim assist for you guys, and obviously which one is better for you. Is 6.6 sensitivity better, or is the 15.15 20.20 sensitivity better? Which one is the best one for you? All that is going to be in today's video. If you guys do enjoy the kind of content, please remember to like and subscribe and turn that notification bell on. It deeply helps me out a lot. And as well, special thanks to all my YouTube members who give a little bit extra to support my channel. With that being said, let's jump right into this video. So first off, ladies and gentlemen, let's go into, we're going to talk about the most important one, right? What sensitivity setting should I use, right? Is the 6.6 better? Is the 15.15 better? Is 20.20 better? What is the best one? And I'm going to be talking about all that right now. And it actually does depend in the player that you are, and like what kind of moves are you trying to make here. So let me just give you a little rundown here. Let's go into the options menu and let's take a look. Right now I'm playing at 6.6 sensitivity. And I'm going to explain to you guys why. So basically, if you guys run 6.6 sensitivity or 5.5 sensitivity, 7.7, whichever one of the low ones, by the way, that is the one that most pros use. Reason being is the lower the sensitivity when you're in this area, the higher control you're going to have over your gun, like the higher recoil control you're going to have over your gun, and the more precise shooting you're going to have over your gun. I'm going to show all that right now. I'm going to demonstrate what it looks like. But obviously, you're going to be doing a little bit of less flicks and tricks, or you're going to be, spinning around a lot less, because you can't do that on that sensitivity. I mean, you kind of can, but you can't snap on targets insanely fast that are not within your field of view like you would with a 15.15. So I mean, basically, if you don't have 20.20, if you have the 6.6, you won't look like a quote unquote pro, like it's this guy on Cracker and Red Bull just like moving all over the place. That won't look like that on 6.6. Now, why would somebody want to use 15.15? If you want to use 15.15 or 20.20, like want to be pro in quotation mark, that is for people that just want to look crazy. I mean, look at my fucking screen like this. You're like, oh my God, this guy definitely knows what he's doing just because he's moving the screen all over the place. I used to play like this, and now this is like insanely fast for me, and I don't like it. But I mean, obviously, one of the things is, if there's a guy shooting me from the left, right, or I see him on the minimap, I'm going to be able to snap on a lot faster with this than I would if I had, for say, 6.6 sensitivity, right? Like I usually, if I have 6.6 sensitivity and there's a guy shooting at me, that's going to be a little bit slower. But I mean, as you guys can see, it's not like it's insanely slow, but I mean, you will definitely be able to snap on a lot faster with that 20.20. But I mean, look at this. This is 6.6. It's not my aim is insanely slow. Obviously, doing a full 180 might be a little bit slow, which that's probably something that you'll be able to do on the 20.20. But honestly, if you want to control your recoil better, if you want to shoot better and aim better at the places you got over here in front of your face that isn't to your side or behind you, choose 6.6. That is what this one's for. That's why I don't really recommend 20.20 to a lot of people. And now let's go about people saying, oh, okay, no, I still got a boss ass aim at 20.20. I can still aim like a boss ass bitch. Let me show you something, all right? I'm going to put the live screen right now. So I'm going to show you my face right now and my controller, because I'm going to show you something pretty important. So let's take a look at 6.6 sensitivity, right? And right now my ADS multiplier, we'll go into that in a little bit. But here you go. This is the one that I move my aim with, right? So I'm going to close this up a little bit as much as I can. There we go. So I'm going to go above. And let's say I want to do circles and I want to aim around this person over here. As you guys can see, I'm barely moving my finger, it's a little bit that I'm moving my finger, and I can get these precise control movements, right? Now, what happens when I go to 20.20, you guys are going to see the difference right now. Let's move it up all the way to 20.20. There we go. Now, if I move it up to 20.20, I mean, look at that. My precise movements, this is the same that I was doing before. Like, look at how little I'm moving my controller, but my dude is moving all over the place. This means that you're gonna have to do like what I was doing before. You're gonna have to do this, like this little tiny movement, this little teeny tiny movement, and that's gonna be a lot harder for your finger. I mean, for your brain to figure it out, that you have to move it a little tiny bit just to move it like that. Or obviously, and like I like it, you know, we're gonna go over here, 6-6 sensitivity, and you're gonna have a lot more room to play with. Look at that. That's moving. I'm gonna try to bump it up like that because it's kind of hard to show it. Well, so look at that. That's controlled movements, and my finger is moving quite a bit, you know, but that's some controlled movement that I got. So the more, there's the same reason why people in mouse aim better, because you got a whole wider area to move your mouse with, and you're aiming with your whole hand. When you gotta focus, and let's say you want to shoot at a guy at that little tiny thing, and with your controller like this, you're just moving a little bit, tiny bit like that, you know, but it's still fairly decent, you know, when I'm moving. But if you're at 20/20 sensitivity and to move, you got to go like, I mean, like the tiniest fraction, it's going to be a lot harder. That is why it's a lot better to aim on 6-6. There's just no way in hell that somebody in 2020, if you got there's somebody that plays the same skill level as somebody in 2020. You got two people that are the same. Somebody's been playing on 6-6, somebody's playing on 2020 their whole life. The person on 6-6, again, talking they have the both skill and everything, you know, they've been playing the game for the same time. The 6-6 is going to just be better, just because it's just a lot easier to control your movements like that. So that is one of the things that that I want to talk to you guys. So next up, let's go and talk about the ADS sensitivity multiplier, right? Which one is the best one for you? Like, should it be 90 and 105? What is the best one? Now, this one's actually dependent on your vertical sensitivity and your stick sensitivity. So for example, right now I'm at 6-6. And for my personal preference, I always like my high zoom a little bit higher because I like to snap on my targets a little bit higher. So that's something that I like to do. I like to keep it at 6-6, but I like to keep my ADS multiplier fairly fast so that I can still track targets while I'm aiming. So if you guys have this on 6-6, just to, you know, and I leave it exactly the same, and now I move my sensitivity all the way to 20, and I move this all the way to 20. As you guys can see, it's going to be a lot faster. I mean, this is going to be a lot faster because it is dependent. So don't always just focus. If you have different sensitivity from somebody else, don't copy their multiplier settings because they're different. So whenever we're talking about ADS sensitivity multiplier settings, that is just up to you. That really just depends up to you. I'm not going to give you a secret number, so don't copy anybody else's number because it's going to be totally up to you. So go ahead, set the sensitivity that you like, and then move around the ADS sensitivity multiplier because, again, just remember, it's going to be dependent on these ones, and it's just going to be up to you depending on how you feel, if it's too fast, too slow. So as you guys can see, this is how I move from side to side. I mean, it's pretty easy. And then when I move like this, it's almost the same, you know, but it's I can still move it fairly quickly. So that's what I like. Now I was going to quickly show you how to find your own dead zone. I've talked about this a lot of times, but some people still don't know how to use it. Again, don't ask anybody what's the best dead zone. That is the dumbest question you can ask somebody because dead zone is dependent on your controller and the input. There's just a lot of things very on the dead zone, and that's usually on your controller. So what you're going to do is you're going to set your sensitivity to 20/20. You're going to drop your dead zone down to 0/0, and you're gonna go somewhere that you can see a line, right? So that you can see the difference. So I'm gonna go right here, and as you guys can see, what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna tap my controller just a little bit to make sure, and it's moving a little bit, right? So it's moving a little bit. So what I'm gonna do is gonna go to options, and it's moving quite a bit. So I'm gonna go 0.02. I'm gonna go like that and just tap my controller around a little bit, and let me see if it's moving. And I think it's white here. So let me see. I don't see it moving right now, but so I guess we can have it at 0.2. So it's not moving at all, actually, as you guys can see there. And there we go. There we go. So I guess it's going to be at around 0.2. I like to have it a little bit higher just in case, you know, sometimes it starts moving. And then after you finish that, you can bring it down all the way back to 6.6 right here. So yeah, just if you guys want some clean shots, you know, this is what I usually have. Have your low zoom a little bit lower and then have your high zoom a little bit higher. That is just my personal preference. Now, let's go into aim response curve time. I've dug deep into one of these videos, but I'm just going to talk about it like insanely quick, all right? I'm going to open up my the full screen right now so you guys can see me here. So We got standard, linear, and dynamic. Basically, what the aim response curve type means is, I'm going to show you my controller right over here, and it's black, so it's kind of hard to see the paddles, but there we go. What aim response curve type means is that there is kind of like a slowdown. So for example, when you move your aiming stick all the way to the right, it's not going to go from 0 to 100% immediately, right? When you have standard, there's going to be a little like a progression system. So when you move like from this to this, let's say the progression system is 10%, right? Call of Duty doesn't actually give us these numbers, but when you move like this to this, it's going to go up slowly. So it's going to go 10%, 20%, 30%, 40% speed until it reaches its maximum potential. In the other way, when you have a mouse, whatever you move, that's the velocity that your guy's going to be moving. Not on the joysticks, again, because in the joystick, we have a lot of people that move like their controller like fucking crazy. So imagine if you just move like crazy and your sensitivity actually move like that crazy. So that's why they have this. So standard, let's go back into this just so you guys can see this really quick. Standard is gonna have the most slowdown effect out of them all. Linear has no effect at all. So this is basically like if you were playing on a mouse. If you have linear and you move all the way to the left, it's gonna move immediately all the way to the left. There's gonna be no gradual buildup speed, right? So let me kind of show it how it looks, right? So if let me look at it right there. So there we go. So let's pretend I'm the actual Call of Duty dude, right? And I'm aiming. And if I got standard and I move all the way to the left, I move my joystick all the way to the left, I'm not gonna go like this, right? It's gonna go like gradually, and then build up speed. If you have linear, again, that's gonna have no build up speed. So if I go all the way to the left, my dude's gonna go immediately all the way to the left. But again, this is gonna be a little bit harder. Talking about the sensitivity again, it's gonna be a little bit harder for those more precise movements because you're just really gonna have to move your controller just a little tiny bit. Now, if we have dynamic, let's just go back to the main screen. Dynamic here, which is the last one, it does have some gradual build-up speed, but it's gonna be a little bit faster. So that's why I use dynamic, because it still has that gradual build-up speed, but it's still gonna allow you for those quick movements that we want while playing Call of Duty. And then just last but not least, we got aim assist, and I'm just gonna go over them really quickly. The best ones for tracking people down and for better recoil control, is gonna be standard or focusing. Standard is if you don't want that much aim assist while aiming down sight, but you still get aim assist while hip fire. Focusing is the best one if you're aiming down sight, you have a really strong aim assist. And precision, if you like that strong aim, but focusing is a little bit too much for you, then go ahead and use precision. And that is basically it, ladies and gentlemen. I think I've gone over everything, and I did take a while over the sensitivity settings. Hopefully I did make myself clear. If you guys do have any questions that maybe I didn't say correctly or anything that I didn't cover in this video, let me know down in the comment section. Thank you for tuning in. Peace out, and I'll see you all in the next one. Well, hello there. I see you're still here, and because of that, you're going to get a VIP tour of my brand spanking new website. Here you can check out if I'm streaming, or maybe donate some Benjamins if you want to support me a bit more. Most importantly, you can get your own anti-gulag merch right here. 100% guaranteed that you will not go into the gulag if you wear one of these. And finally, you can check out some of my COD videos and the top point makers on my stream. And now, with all that being said, I'll see you all in the next one.